Hi, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for joining us for our sixth Authorized Buyer Snack Pack on all things connected TV. You can move to the next slide. Before we dive into today's topic, a quick round of introductions and a couple housekeeping items. So, my name is Rebecca Cifuentes, and I'm a part of our Authorized Buyers Agency Partnerships team. And presenting our content today is Janie McDermott, our CTV inventory specialist who has a rich history working in the programmatic space. Want to welcome everyone, both returning snack packers and those joining us for the very first time. Before we get into um, the content, let's take a quick moment to recap on where we are in our snack pack educational series. So our last snack pack was focused on audio ads within our exchange. And today we will be talking about CTV inventory opportunities, such as accessing key CTV publishers, leveraging CTV inventory signals, and accessing CTV inventory through an array of transaction types. So one last housekeeping item, this session is being recorded so you can revisit it later or share with others on your team. We've allocated a bit of time for some Q&A at the end, so you can submit your questions at any time during the live stream. And finally, a QR code will appear towards the end for a brief feedback form. We encourage you to share your thoughts, suggest topics, or ask specific questions about your accounts. I'll now hand it off to Janie, who will lead us in today's CTV session.
Awesome. Thank you, Rebecca. Good morning, good afternoon. Hi, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here today. As Rebecca mentioned, I am Janie McDermott. I am a CTV inventory specialist here at Google. My background is really steeped in programmatic experience, being at an SSP, a CTV ad server, and a measurement and verification company prior to joining Google. But in my current role as a CTV inventory specialist, I sit on our media, entertainment, and distribution team, who supports a diverse portfolio of publishers, particularly those in the CTV space. We partner with a wide variety of partners, including broadcasters, FAST providers, OEMs, streaming services. My team and I really work closely with them to ensure that they can effectively manage and monetize their inventory in Google Ad Manager. But I'm particularly excited to dive into this topic with you all today to really explain the different types of CTV partners we work with, showcasing the variety of content and signals that are available, and then the different ways to really transact, and ultimately how you can best leverage our exchange to really reach your target audiences. So I'll jump right into it. But again, as Rebecca mentioned, we do have time for questions at the end. So if you have any, please feel free to submit those. So while it's not a secret, we know that audiences are shifting into streaming due to user behavior and the wide assortment of streaming platforms and options available. So I, for one, watch multiple shows at one time and subscribe to multiple streaming services, so definitely contributing to this trend. Due to this shift in streaming and the rise of fast channels and distribution channels, and then media companies' continued investment in new content, and our continued partnerships with publishers has really allowed us to open up new opportunities and more inventory for your brands. So we've seen a significant rise in available CTV impressions across our platform, actually 2.23 times growth in year over year from Q1 of 2024 when compared to Q1 of 2023. So ultimately what this means for you is really that this translates to an extended reach and a multitude of audience opportunities for your brands. CTV, reaches highly engaged audiences, captures attention through targeted ads and obviously on-demand content. So we'll review and highlight the diverse range of partners that we work with, and you can really tap into these opportunities and leverage our platform to reach the efficient scale that you're able to. So Google Ad Manager at its core provides programmatic solutions that encompass both an SSP and ad server functionalities, unlocking and offering expansive and diverse inventory portfolio to agencies. So we provide direct access to these partners. Some of them highlighted here fall under my team's book of business and really showcase the access that we have across the entire ecosystem, from those who create their own original content content to distributors and OEMs, you're really able to access a lot of the relevant touch points in the ecosystem today to connect with audiences regardless of how they're consuming their content. So some of the access that we do offer includes live sports from publishers like MLB, who are in the midst of baseball season and can help reach engaged sports fans. Entertainment from brands like Tubi and AMC Networks, who provide access to audiences of all ages who are binging, popular movies and TV shows. Spanish language content from Univision to reach more targeted set of viewers, down to business content from Bloomberg for audiences that have heavy business interests. And then in addition to partners like that, we also work with Samsung and relevant relationships with Roku and TCL that are newer to our book, provide access to a wide range and a combination of all of this programming together. So this slide really just features a subset of our partners. So if there are some that you're looking for, a network that's on your mind, definitely let us know, because we can make the needed connections outside of some of the brands that are featured here. So moving on, when publishers integrate with us and manage their inventory in our platform, we offer the ability to pass inventory signals to help buyers target effectively at scale. So these signals really range from standard signals that include user geo or authorized inventory with ads.txt, et cetera, to technical signals like device and player size, all the way to advanced signals that are more geared towards CTV and streaming environments, because we know that in today's environment, transparency really is key. So we provide publishers with the tools and the information that they need to be able to pass this in a privacy-safe way, and really allow them to determine the level of data that they want to share to help enable buyers to make informed decisions. So some of those options include, first-party audiences and custom data signals that are available, as well as publisher-provided signals, or PPS, which is Google's solution that allows publishers to safely pass content metadata, such as like genre or rating, for more information as to the content that's being consumed, whether that be in a live environment, video on demand, sports or news. Audiences like audience data like age and gender are also available via PPS. So just adding another layer of granularity there through PPS signals. And then we also know that certain DSPs prioritize different signals. So publishers can also pass IP or IFA to for additional targeting or frequency capping purposes. We also offer the ability to pass, contextual metadata for network-based buys and so on. There's a lot of, different ways and use cases that can be leveraged both for publisher and buyer benefit, but definitely a wide array of signals, and we can make, use cases for a lot of these. And while we offer, a really robust set of capabilities and options right now, we're really excited on the inventory and the sell side, and obviously the product side of things, to continue innovating in the CTV space. This includes investing in new innovative formats like pause ads and QR codes, like you see here. And both of these really offer a premium experience that are very engaging and impactful to users. So investing in QR codes, for example, brings more measurable insights and will really help performance-based advertisers capitalize on CTV environments. So really excited about the innovation that's on the roadmap, and obviously much more to come here. But now that we've reviewed some of the breadth of our CTV inventory and the different data signals that are available for targeting, we can get into the different options that you have when it comes to transacting with this inventory. So we do offer a variety of transaction types to suit your campaign goals and preferences. So this includes, and I'll start from the left to the right, programmatic guaranteed, which is a one-to-one guaranteed deal brokered between a buyer and a publisher. Then you have the option for a preferred deal or a private auction deal, which are also deals brokered between publishers and buyers, just without the guaranteed element. So preferred deals have a fixed price and private auction deals have a floor price, so a slight nuance there. And then moving on, we do have the option for inventory packages, which also includes two different options there as well that encompass both publisher curated or buyer curated open auction inventory. So the first one with the green box there is publisher curated, which would be also called marketplace packages, which is a new inventory package that publishers are actually able to curate themselves and segment out and curate inventory based on either specific breakouts for categories, maybe entertainment or sports, or also target specific metadata and their own signals. So they're able to target that on their side, and then those are pushed into the authorized buyer's UI and can be leveraged via Deal ID. And then the auction packages are buyer curated, so you have the option to target, and set different criteria that you see fit in the authorized buyer's UI. There are a lot of different options there, and we'll actually go through a little bit of a walkthrough in a second. But those are both options from the inventory package perspective as well. And both of these really offer simplified, streamlined versions of buying so that you can use the one Deal ID and that can be targeted in any DSP. But we try to be, as flexible as possible with the buying process. So if your preference is a one-to-one deal, we can really help connect the dots there with any publisher that you're trying to navigate. If your preference is an inventory package, you're able to access those publisher curated ones that are in the platform right now. You're also able to tap into our Google curated packages that are some of the off-the-shelf ones in the authorized buyer's UI. And then you also have the option to curate them yourself based off of your own preferences. So definitely a wide assortment of options when it comes to accessing our inventory. So we do have, like I mentioned, several off-the-shelf options, specifically in the CTV realm as well. So these kind of fall into different themes and have categories like you see here for sports, entertainment, kids and family. We also have several more, including news and so on. But we recently released the ability to actually target those publisher curated marketplace packages we just reviewed. So these packages here actually are examples of ones that are targeting those. And our team has put these together just to kind of make this easy and accessible to target multiple publishers who have relevant inventory that fall into these themes. So you can access inventory from multiple publishers across all of these different genres. And these are especially relevant for buyers who are looking to achieve maximum reach across premium CTV inventory. So the benefits of these inventory packages really are that they're publisher curated and they're leveraging content metadata signals and they're targeting appropriate inventory, really just enhancing the always on capabilities that we offer. And with these, like I said, you can transact immediately. There's no approval or setup needed since these are always on and have that one Deal ID. So that one Deal ID can be used across multiple DSPs, DSP seats, advertisers and campaigns, really just, assisting in the implementation and execution component of your campaigns, trying to remove any bottleneck that it does take to set things up sometimes. So as I mentioned, you can also curate these yourself in the authorized buyer's UI. So here's just a quick view on how you would do that. When you're in the platform, you have the option to create a new auction package, just like a blue little box. And then if you scroll down to the bottom and, there's a wide range of criteria you can do for targeting. But if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see this section here for marketplace package targeting. And you're able to see the publishers and the packages that are available there. You can select multiple, however many you want. And the forecasting tool on that right-hand side will update. So, definitely encourage you to play around and review the forecasting tool to track, available impressions and then, give you some bidding guidance and details, making sure that the scalable forecasting that you're looking for really is there. But at the end of the day, our team really is here to help you. So if you share the campaign details for your upcoming campaign objectives in terms of KPIs, target audiences, we can really help curate and pull together custom inventory recommendations by tactic and really provide added support for planning and activation. We have a very deep knowledge and understanding of all of our partners on the platform. their setup, their nuances, and we really understand the ways to really help both publishers and buyers transact effectively. So whether it be, a targeted tentpole event, live sports, or a more broad scaled focused brand campaign, we're really happy to help collaborate closely and provide inventory guidance and ways to really maximize reach and help you reach your campaign goals. So like I mentioned, there's a lot of different ways that we can do that, whether that be through a themed sort of auction package, whether that be a live sports event, specific audience targeting with a publisher directly. There's a lot of different ways that we can collaborate and get creative here. So we're really excited and eager to partner really closely with you all. Awesome. And I think we're going to hop over to questions as well. So keep submitting those and we will review some that come in.
Yep. And before we get to that, thank you so much, Janie. That was wonderful. Before we get to our Q&A section, just wanted to take a really brief moment and wanted to mention this QR code. We'll give you about 30 seconds to scan it with your mobile device and just provide some very quick feedback. Doing this will also register you to receive access to the recording of today's presentation, as well as the deck and a handy one-sheeter on CTV. And if we want to move over to the next slide, we can move into our short Q&A session. And just want to mention, if we don't get to your question or if you have additional questions, we'll be sending a follow-up email after this event that will include the opportunity to share questions directly with us. All right, looks like we have our first question. So when would you recommend using a guaranteed deal versus non-guaranteed deal for CTV? Janie, I'll let you.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So I think this is really going to vary. I think, programmatic guaranteed deals are going to be better suited for deals that are geared toward, live sports, specific tentpole events, as well as, opportunities that are leveraging either publisher first-party data or maybe publisher viewership data. Those typically, I think, are transacted in like a PG format. And then, always-on opportunities would be more of an audience-based buy across multiple platforms, multiple sports or genres. Overall, I think the non-guaranteed deals typically are for, when there's a broader audience targeting or a specific reach goal that you're trying to accomplish. Also with, always on budgets, these non-guaranteed offer more flexibility. So I think in terms of, where you're looking to use those, it just depends on what you're trying to access and the goals of the KPIs of the campaign.
Awesome. I think we had one more question. We manage an auto advertiser. How would we access / target audiences who are interested in auto or similar inventory? Janie?
Awesome. Another great question. So this is another one, kind of an array of options that you could really tap into here as well. For auto specifically, we do have partners who have rights to live races and events like F1 and NASCAR. So we could definitely make the needed connections there in terms of that would likely be sort of like a PG opportunity. But we have several publishers that have access to live events. So that would definitely be an awesome opportunity for an auto advertiser. We also have MVPDs and partners that have entertainment programming that's specific to auto, whether that be like car repairs or racing inventory, movies that are, action-based and things like that. I think those would be super relevant too. And then there's also options for content metadata in terms of targeting specific racing genre and things like that. So that would be definitely another option. And then lastly, I think there would definitely be an awesome opportunity to target first-party data from publishers that have viewership data because they could probably, access viewers who skew heavy into auto racing inventory. So that would definitely be an awesome option and sometimes provides more scale than, even a live event would. So I think those would definitely be sort of good options. And I think honestly, combining all of them would provide a really diverse inventory pool for a specific auto advertiser to tap into.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Janie. That's all the time we have for questions during our live session. However, if we did not get to your question, we will follow up with you afterwards, or you also have the opportunity to ask us any questions via that QR code we shared just a bit earlier. And a few reminders as we wrap up. As noted, the session was recorded and will be shared with you very shortly. And we'll also send a follow-up email that will include copies of the deck, a one-sheeter on CTV, and again, our survey form. Finally, a huge shout out to all of you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the content and walked away with some new insights on CTV, and can't wait to see you at the next Snack Pack. Thanks, everyone.